And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. I was chatting with Clive and hit something on the keyboard and away it went. So I think we're all back now and ready to go. I hope everybody can see us okay. So welcome to Free Daily Coaching. And this morning I have the honor of having Clive back because he's been seeing results with Twitter, and we've had so much training and talking about it over the last couple of weeks. I wanted to bring somebody on who's had results with it. Clive, tell us, most people on here already know your background, but tell us briefly where you came from and what brought you onto the internet.
Sure. Well, good morning, everyone. Have you got an echo there?
I don't know, but I can mute.
Okay. Name's Clive Jeffrey. I'm actually from New Zealand, and I've been living in Florida for the last couple of years. And in New Zealand, I started and ran my own printing and graphic design business for probably, I think it was 23 years. And then I ended up selling it in 2013. I just had enough of that corporate type world. And my wife's American. I actually met her over here in the early 80s. And so we decided to come back and spend some time in the States. Our kids wanted to go to school over here, so we settled on Florida and been loving it. So it's since I've been over here that I actually have gotten online. And so it's been a whole new learning curve for me. I really didn't have any technical skills whatsoever. I was always been sales and marketing, but in the old school fashion with just, using the telephone. Although it was, I hired graphic artists and everything was, internet based. I didn't have anything personally to do with it. So I was basically pretty much computer illiterate until I came over here and started really digging in and learning. So come quite a long way. And just shows that, if anyone just puts their mind to it, that they can do it too, because I'm certainly nothing special. And so you can teach an old dog new tricks, so there's comfort in that. But what I'm going to show you today is something that's been really quite exciting for me, because it's one of the things that I have been getting results with. As I say, I've been doing it for a couple of years now, but this has been something that's is working very quickly, and I can see how it can scale, and it's quite simple. There's very few, if any, technical skills involved. So what I'm going to basically do is run through exactly what I'm doing with Twitter and show you how you can actually start doing it too. So if it's okay with you, Chris, I'll share my screen so I can bring up my Twitter account and show you a few things.
That would be great. Before you do, though, I have a question.
Sure.
This is something that I've heard about New Zealand that I heard years ago, that you couldn't immigrate to New Zealand if you were older than 30 and you had to have a job. Is that true?
No, not at all. I mean, it is quite strict, like most countries, to get into. I mean, I even had real trouble getting into the States, where even though my wife, who I was married to for over 25 years, I had a real problem. I had to actually go home again for like 3 months, leave my family here while they processed my immigration papers. So it's not easy to get in anywhere, but certainly you have to be. New Zealand is quite strict. You do have to have certain meet certain employment requirements, in that they can't fulfill the jobs with anyone locally. You have to either have relatives. So it's a bit of a process, but I think it's pretty much everywhere if you go through the right channels. It's difficult.
So the 30 years old, no older than 30 is false.
No, not at all. Yeah, I've got relatives that and friends that have immigrated, and they're in their 50s and 60s. So that's not a issue at all.
I've been thinking about that question for like 30 years, so you got it answered.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen here, and so can you see my Twitter page now, Chris?
Yes, I can.
Cool. So this is basically something that's really important. So we'll start with your Twitter profile, because believe it or not, you get quite a bit of activity from setting up your profile properly. So as you can see here, I've got an image of myself. I've got my name. I have a mission statement, if you like, where it's what my channel is all about. So basically, I've got here helping entrepreneurs get more leads and sales with real business strategies. So that I've come up with that because I'm using my business background and although my online, I haven't been online very long. Business is business, and that's the point I'm trying to make. And interpersonal skills are the same. At the end of the day, we're dealing with people, so it doesn't matter what your background is. You've been dealing with people all your life, so you just come up with something that is relevant to what niche you're trying to get across there. So obviously, being in the home business industry, that's what I'm alluding to there. And obviously here you can see a URL of my blog, in the forefront here. But then also I've got, even though these are unclickable links, people track you down in your different social media platforms. So make sure that you do have the ones that you're using predominantly clearly visible here. I've had people subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've had like my Facebook page, and come and join and connect with me on LinkedIn from this Twitter profile. So very important that you do that. Also, in your actual bio, you want to have, again, what you're all about. So I've got here, qualified leads contact me every single day. And then I've got, I actually have running 2 Twitter channels. We won't probably get into that today, but they just cross-reference each other. And then I have a URL here, which is basically a capture page, which you want to have where people can go and get some further information about you, because that's the whole idea with having this profile is Twitter and using Twitter to generate leads. So it's all congruent here. The capture page, I've just bought the URL, generate MLM leads fast. So when they click on that, they're going to go to this funnel here. So you want leads for your business. I've got an introductory video, and then once they opt in, they go to my a training on how they can start generating leads. So that's really important to have that. I've also got my blog URL down here, which is all clickable. So if you get all these things set up correctly, the profile, as I say, is really important. You're really going to get a lot of mileage from that. But I'll just show you. I'll just bring up some stats before we get into it, just to show you what I mean. So this is for the last 28 days of my tweet impressions, 126,000. So that's and one thing I want to point out, I've only been doing this about 6 weeks now, so it just shows you how good this strategy is. And 4,400 profile visits. So that's a lot of people coming and looking at that profile. So you can see why it's important that you do have it set up so that it's people can find what you're all about. And my followers are up by 875 since I've been doing this. So very, very worthwhile to get into and do what I'm going to show you how to do. So first and foremost, let's start with the actual tweets itself. Now, this is slightly different to what we learned the other night on the MLSP Twitter training, but it's what Mark Lalonde has been teaching, and that's what I've basically been following his strategy. So what we do is actually set up a series of tweets in a spreadsheet, and we literally wrote up 350 tweets, and then put them into Hootsuite, which is a platform here, and they literally scheduled to go out every hour. And all they are just simple, like, want to generate leads for your network marketing business every day. Then I've got my link again, and then a couple of hashtags that are relevant to the niche. So again, I've got entrepreneur, MLM. So the tweets just have to be slightly different. So then I've got automatically generate leads for your network marketing business on demand. So, and again, that linked for people to go through. And these just automatically go out. Hootsuite, I've scheduled them to go out an hour apart. And so it's a bit of it takes, a couple of hours to sit down and set up get these tweets all set up. And once you do them, they just basically, you can just recycle them. So after they all go out, so it takes about going out every hour. It takes about 10 days for them to all go out. So it's only takes me about 15 minutes every 10 days to go and reload these tweets, and they all start again. So that part of it it's pretty much on autopilot. And I'm also going to be start implementing that strategy using Tweet Jukebox, which I haven't done yet, but I'm sure everyone here, most of the people are in MLSP, and if not, you should contact the person who showed you this, and they'll show you how to get involved with MLSP, because that's how you can set up those capture pages that I showed you before. This one over here, you can do this all branded to yourself using MLSP, so it's really, really cool system. So once you've got those tweets set up, you can see them all coming here. They go out every hour, and you get people start coming and checking them out, and they will start subscribing. So they not only subscribe to your list, but and become a lead. They will know, but before that, they're going to follow you. And what I do once using that Hootsuite as well, when people follow me, I send out another automated message which basically says, thanks for following me, allow me to introduce myself. And there I've got a video basically just saying who I am, pretty much what I told you at the beginning of this webinar, and inviting people, if they want to learn to generate leads, they enter their information here, and I'll send them my ebook on how I go about generating leads on Facebook. And this little follow video is where I'm getting most of my leads from. So it's a little trick that it wasn't shown or wasn't mentioned on the webinars, and Mark Lalonde doesn't. Well, I suggested he did this as well, and he's getting great success with it too, because another friend of mine, Tom Leonard, told me that I should be doing this, and it's amazing. As I say, most of my leads are coming through from this thank you for following video. So basically, you're getting a couple of bites at the cherry, so to speak. It's basically when first people come to your profile, they seeing all your information here. They can visit any of your social media from what you've got listed up here. They can get on, if they don't get onto your list at the front end by clicking this link, or any of the links in your tweets. Once they do follow you, you send them a special tweet and welcoming them, excuse me, and they can watch that video. And it basically just says, as I say, that look, I'm a real person, and let me help you generate leads, which is basically the main issue that people are having. So those little strategies combined there are really where I'm getting all my results from. And as I say, this particular little, including this capture page and welcome page for people that actually follow you, really seems to set yourself apart. And people actually retweet this quite a lot. So once they're actually they've seen the welcome video, they thank me and retweet it, which is just basically getting your brand out there even more. So it really is, as I say, I've been only doing it 6 weeks now. I'm getting on autopilot now. It's only 1 or 2 leads a day, but I'm getting at least one, and it's growing. As I say, I've only got like a follower of 2,500 followers, and they're growing daily. And I can just see now by adding those extra strategies with Tweet Jukebox, which I'm going to implement today, which is basically just going to bring more of a personal nature to the actual the tweets that go out, because it's going to be quotes, images, and blog posts, that type of thing, rather than just links to capture pages all the time. So it's going to be a nice way to actually break it up. So basically, that's pretty much the strategy in a nutshell. I know I went through pretty quickly, but if anyone's got specific questions on an area of it, then I'd be happy to go over it with you.
Steve asked, are the 380 messages have the same link in them?
They do, yes. Now, but you can mix it up. So to that URL, I can just forward. I've got it forwarding to that capture page, but then I can forward it to different things and test it out. So I can forward it to any of the MLSP system campaigns or that type of thing. But I do just use that one URL, yeah. But you can just use a custom link or a bit.ly link if you don't want to use a domain like that. But yeah, just test it up and see what works better. So that's basically what I've been doing. I've been sending them to a static page where it's just a capture page, and ones without a video, and just seeing which ones seem to work the best.
So is Tweet Jukebox going to replace Hootsuite?
No, I'm going to use it in conjunction with. There's no with Hootsuite. It's really, you can only send out those text type messages, whereas on Tweet Jukebox you can set up with images and blog posts and things that are going to make it look more personal, more human, if you like. So at the moment, yeah, I'm pretty much only sending out those in your face, check out this link if you want to generate leads type tweets, which has been working. So I'm really excited to add this more personal touch to it, just to really bring the let's make it look a more human channel, if you like. But both of those, once you get them set up, they just recycle themselves. So it's really something that you can get set up and then literally only monitor it. But one thing I did forget to show you is what you do to grow your follower base. And I'll quickly go back and share again. And this is something it's quite important. This is basically, so all those what we've gone over now, you set up once pretty much, and then just it takes care of itself. And then every 10 days or so, you've got to on Hootsuite, you've got to just recycle it. But on the Tweet Jukebox, you can literally just keep adding to it, which is just going to spread out the number of, the more stuff you add in. Like if each day you add a blog post, or whenever you do a blog post or a quote or something, it'll just keep growing the pool, so that it'll recycle through. But what I'm going to show you now is how to actually grow your followers, and we do that by following targeted people. And there's another software that I use to do that, which is called Status Brew. And I will go into that now and just show you how I do that. So I'm going to share my screen again.
Cool, because I missed that part of the thing the other night, and I have never looked at it before.
Okay, it's really quite cool. So I'm going to be sharing now. If you can just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is basically on my dashboard of Status Brew. So what it does is I've got my two Twitter accounts here, and what it allows you to do is to follow. It used to be called unfollowers, I believe. So what I do is I've loaded up my Twitter account. So what I do is I go to sources, and what I've done is I've found some high-profile people within my niche, like Danny Johnson and Eric Worre. And what I know is that the people that follow them are a good target audience for my message, because I'm looking for home business owners looking to generate leads. So the logic says that if people following these two celebrities in the niche, if you like, are going to be a good match for my message. So what I do is so if I go into, we'll look at Danny Johnson here, I'll choose an account. So I'll choose my Clive Jeffrey profile. And then what I can do here is I'm going to select people that are not following me. I'll select them. And then I've set up some other filters, which I'll call up here. Now, this is going to take a minute or two. Oh, no, it's done it very quickly. So here it's showing people that I can follow, that excluding people that I've previously followed. They tweet more than 5 times a day, so I know that they're active, because we obviously want to follow active people. And then they've got a public profile, they've got a profile image, and I've selected 2 languages, like English and American English. So I know that they speaking English. So those are some great filters that now all I have to do is literally click here and follow them. So I just literally sit here and click, and it gives me a tally up over here, how many I can follow. Now, Twitter has a rule that you can follow up to 1,000 a day. So this literally tells me that since I've got 12 hours before my 24-hour period since I last followed people is going to reset. So you know that if you can see, you're not going to get yourself in trouble, because it lets you know how many people you can follow. But I suggest if you're just starting a new account, you don't want to be following more than a couple of hundred at a time, but just to stay under the radar till you get your followers up. I'm still only following between 200-300 a day within a 24-hour period. So I'm looking at, this is a long ongoing period, a long standing strategy. So I don't want to get shut down right at the beginning, because it's working so well. But others say that just go for it. But I'm just playing cautious, so it's up to you. But yeah, literally just sit here and click, and I can goes fast, and it allows me to follow all these people, and I know they're all fit this category here. So the theory behind doing this is that a percentage of these people are going to follow me back. So I go through and I follow, as I say, 200 to 300 people a day, and then I unfollow the ones that haven't followed me. And I can do that by, again, once I've gone through and followed my quota for the day, then I go back over here and I call up my account that I want to work with, and I literally just click on people not following me back, and then I click, so the people I allow them 7 days to get back, to start following me back. So all these people have had that I've followed have had 7 days to follow me back, and they haven't done it yet. So chances are they're not going to. So they're no good to me. So I literally just start unfollowing them all, and that's all that I've got for this period here. So you literally, that's that quick. So you don't have to do this every day. You can sort of wait a week or so, and then just unfollow a bunch at a time. But Twitter actually is up the number of people that you're allowed to follow now to 5,000. It used to only be 2,000, but and then a percent, like 10% of your followers after that. So it's made it a lot easier now. But yeah, if you just allow like a week or so for them to follow you, and then just unfollow them, because if they haven't done it by then, they're not going to. And that way you just keep your number of followers and follow the people that you're following in check. Like you can see here, I'm only following 2,477, but I've got 2,588 people following me. So it just looks nicely balanced there. And yeah, so it's as I see, real simple way of being able to find people to follow and unfollow that are relevant to your target niche. So very, very cool little bit of software there called Status Brew. So that's pretty much so that's basically the following and unfollowing is really what you have to do on a daily basis, and the rest of it, once you've got the system set up, they just literally take care of themselves. So very much leads on autopilot. So I'm really quite excited about it, because as I say, it's one of and it's obviously free once you've got it all set up. There's two, I think Status Brews, I think I've got the pro version, it's $9 a month, and I believe Hootsuite I think is $9 a month as well. But they do have free version, they're just a little bit limited. I think so Status Brew, you could only follow 50 people if you got the free version. But other than that, it's for the $9, I think it's well worth it, because the leads, I've actually got someone this afternoon that's signing up for mastery through this, so it's well and truly going to be paying for itself. So very, very excited about it. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself when I'm talking away to you. Other than maybe it means how you look up who's in what company.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just go to Google, and I literally search MLM companies, and then just there's a list that'll come up of like the top 100 MLM companies, and then just find a name so I can either follow an actual company or just celebrities or top earners in your own company. Look who's following them, or in opposition companies, but just high profile people in whatever niche you're in. So if you're like in real estate investing, you could look at someone like Robert Kiyosaki, or again, another good one for the home business industry is Robert Kiyosaki is a good one, or Anthony Robbins, Eric Worre, Danny Johnson, Jeffrey Coombs. Just Google high profile network marketers or top earners in network marketing companies. Holton Buggs would be a good one. He's got a huge following. He's, I think, one of the top. He's what, $1.2 million a month he's earning. So he's got a massive amount of followers. So those kind of people, you just want to tap into their followers, and they are going to be perfect for your niche.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any other questions. Lynn said you do need the $9 a month on the status brew. Then you can send the follow-up message.
Yeah.
Well, you have been a delight as usual, Clive.
Thank you.
I really enjoy talking with you,
Glad to hear it. It's likewise.
I'm not seeing any other questions. So I guess that we can shut this down, huh?
Yeah, and if they can just post them in the free daily coaching group, and if they do any come later or anyone, we can go from there. But happy to answer anything that comes up.
You can they can reach out to you if they have any questions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I really appreciate Clive being here and showing us this. Thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
And you guys, oh, wait a minute. How many tweets do you do a day?
1 an hour. I've got it. And then again, I was of those ones that are purely sending them to a capture page, but I'm going to intermix those with those other ones, which are going to be quotes, images with quotes on them, without any links, so it'd just be pure content, and I'm going to mix those up. So it's probably going to be, it'll probably end up having 3 or 4 an hour. Mark Lalonde reckons he's tested it to the max, and he's been sending with 5 minutes apart, but he's got a massive following, and I wouldn't suggest that if you've got only a small following. But again, it's if you're sending quality tweets and not everyone being a sales link, if you like, you should be fine sending them probably 20 minutes apart, 15-20 minutes apart. But yeah, don't go crazy, especially with you just sending out links, like those ones I may literally only do 1 an hour of that are in your face, go to my capture page links.
All right, thanks, honey. All right, you guys, thanks for coming this morning. And everybody, if you can't see the chat, they're all thanking you over there.
Cool.
And telling you that it was awesome, and thank you. And you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you Monday at 7 a.m. for Mr. Burt. Be blessed, and love you all.
Yep, thanks everyone.